Hi Year 3 and welcome to Wednesday's maths lesson. So let's start with our calculation starter. So we've got 6 times 5 is 30, 8 times 4 is 32, 2 times 7 is 14 and 12 times 5 is 60. 100 more than 564 is 664, 100 more than 892 is 992 and 100 more than 199 is 299. 34 times 3 is 102. 454 subtract 221 is 233. Half of 42 is 21, half of 24 is 12, and half of 64 is 32. So how many ways can you make the number 40? So you need to try to use all of the operations. You need to use addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. If I have a £5 note and I buy a bag of sweets for £2.25, how much money will I have left? The answer is £2.75. So let's have a look at what we are going to be doing today. So this is actually going to be our last proper maths lesson for the week, because tomorrow we've got World Day activities and then on Friday we will do some outdoor maths. So our final bit of measurement is going to be measuring perimeter. So let's see what that is. So a perimeter is the total length around the edge of a 2D shape. So we're trying to find out how long the length is around this shape. So we want this measurement, this measurement, this measurement, and this measurement. So it's a bit like if we got a piece of string and we, and we started it on one end and we put it round the whole edge of the shape, how long would the piece of string be? So you can see here that if we did that, it says it would be 22 centimetres long. So the perimeter of the rectangle is 22 centimetres. So like I said, so if we had a piece of string and we wrapped it all the way around a 2D shape, that is how we would find out the perimeter. So we're going to look now at how we can measure it using a ruler. So as you can see, this side here is 9 centimetres long. This side here is 13 centimetres long. So of course this side is also 9 centimetres and this side is 13 because it's a rectangle. So now all we need to do is add them all together. So we need to add 9 centimetres, 13 centimetres, 9 centimetres and 13 centimetres. So you can do this however you want. You can do it with Dean's, you can do it if you've got something that you can use to do it concrete method, then you can do it like that. You can just count it if you want to. So they're doing it here. If you add these two together, so if we add 9 and 13 together, we get 22. So we know we've got two lots of 22, which is a lot easier to add together. So that equals 44 centimetres. So that is how long our rectangle is. So the perimeter of our rectangle is 44 centimetres. And we got that by measuring each side and then adding them all together. So can you work out the perimeter of the square? So this side is 6 metres. This side is also 6 metres. So stop and have a think for a second. What do we know about a square? So without knowing what these measurements are, what do I know about a square? So how can I work it out? So hopefully you've remembered that a square, all the sides are the same length. So it has to be 4 equal sides. So each of them is 6 metres. So all we need to do is add 6, 6, 6 and 6, or you could do 6 times 4 and the answer is 24. So that's just showing you, so if I take it back, that even if we've only got one measurement of a square, we can still work out the perimeter because we know that all the sides are equal, so they all have to be 6. Okay, now it's asking us to draw a square with a perimeter of 20 centimetres. So now that we know that each side has to be equal, if we've got 20 centimetres and a square has 4 sides that are all the same length, then we know that we need to divide 20 by 4 to get how long each side needs to be. So of course 20 divided by 4 is 5. So each side of our square needs to be 5 centimetres. So there we go. And now we can see that each side is 5 centimetres, so 5 lots of 4 are 20. So the perimeter of our square is 20 centimetres. Okay, and then there's a little have a think. How many different rectangles can you draw with a perimeter of 20 centimetres? So if you want to, you can pause the video and give this a little go. So remember that a rectangle has got two different equal sides. So these sides need to be the same and these sides need to be the same. So have a think what you could do to draw that. Okay, so now we're going to look at a slightly trickier shape. So this shape doesn't have all equal sides, so we need to work out what the perimeter of the whole shape is. So remember, it's a bit like if we started with a piece of string here and we wrapped it around the whole shape, how long would the piece of string be? So this little key up here is telling us that each of these squares is 1 centimetre. So because of that, we know that this is 2 centimetres, this here is 1, 2, 3, this is also 1, 2, 3, this one is 2, this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this one is also 5. So all we need to do now is add up each of these sides. So it really is that simple, but you just need to be careful because obviously we're adding together lots of different numbers. So we need to add 2 centimetres, add 3 centimetres. So it's showing us a method that we can use to do it. Now you can do this whichever method you want, but this is just showing you a way that you could do it. So this is actually grouping them together. So we've got 2 centimetres to 3 centimetres. Oh, sorry, is of course 5 centimetres. 3 centimetres, 2 centimetres is another 5. So we've got 5, 10, 15, and 20. So the whole perimeter of this shape is 20 centimetres. Okay, let's go on to our last problem. So it says, which shapes have a perimeter of 12 centimetres? Now remember, we're working with shapes here, which we can work out what the other lengths are just from looking at them. So this shape here, we know that if this side is 2 centimetres, then this side must also be 2 centimetres. If this side is 6 centimetres, then this side must also be 6 centimetres. So I know that 6 centimetres add 2 centimetres is 8 centimetres. Then they've done 8 centimetres times 2 is 16 centimetres. Or you could do 2 centimetres add 2 centimetres is 4 centimetres. Then 6 centimetres is 6 centimetres is 12 centimetres. Then if you add 12, add 4, then you get to 16. So this one is 16. So this shape does not have a perimeter of 12 centimetres. Now let's have a look at this one. So this one is 2, so this one must also be 2. This one is 4, so this one must also be 4. And remember, this is only because these are rectangles, so this won't always be the case. But because they're rectangles, we know that they have to be the same. So 4 add 4 is 8, then 2 add 2 is 4. Or you could do it 4 centimetres add 2 centimetres, and then times it by 2 is 12. So that one is 12 centimetres. So the perimeter of this shape is 12 centimetres. Now, this last one here is a square. So remember, if this side is 30 millimetres, it means they are all 30 millimetres. Now, there are 10 millimetres in a centimetre. So if we know that, we also know then that 30 millimetres must be the same as 3 centimetres. So each of these sides is 3 centimetres. So if we do 3 times by 4, because there are 4 sides, then this one is also 12 centimetres. So that is it for today. So you are going to be measuring and calculating perimeter today. So remember, the perimeter is just the total length of the shape. So it's a bit like if I unwound the whole shape into a nice long line, how long would it be? So it shouldn't be complicated numbers to add, but you just need to be careful when adding them. So you could do it with a method like this, or you can just add up each number, but you will need to be careful that you haven't missed any or you haven't added any extra ones. So that is all. If there is any questions or any problems, please do get in touch, and I hope that you enjoy. Bye.